Who does the CFPB answer to? Do they answer to Congress?
They don't answer to anybody.
Oh.
And they don't have a budget, and I understand you ought to see the building they're building for their office headquarters. I haven't seen it, but they answer to nobody. It's rogue, it's out of control, and that's why this legislation is needed.
So when we hear our colleagues on the other side of the aisle say things like, it's very popular and it's for the consumers, what happens if a consumer or a constituent has a problem with the CFPB? Who responds to those?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know, and I don't think the consumer knows, and I can tell you in my district, we all represent the same amount of people. Nobody's ever said to me, Roger, I love the CFPB.
Yeah.
I haven't had a banker say that to me or any small business owner. Doesn't happen. Look, it's a fear tactic, and in many cases it works, and it destroys opportunities in Main Street America.
So, and I would just like to note for my colleague, Ranking Member Waters, that yes, constituents do come to us, but the CFPB doesn't answer to us. So we have no authority with the CFPB. We cannot do anything about the CFPB. We can, at this point, we can write them a strongly worded letter about how we feel that they will promptly throw in the trash can. So we can do this legislation, and I hope that we will, and I would push for us to have more oversight over the CFPB rather than allowing it to be a rogue agency. I want to touch on a couple of other things. Silicon Valley Bank got into trouble because they were focused on the wrong things. It was a lack of oversight, not a lack of regulation, in my opinion. In the last meeting of the FSOC committee in December, knowing that magazine articles had been published in October and November, newspaper articles about the dangers of Silicon Valley Bank and their assets, the FSOC committee, which is responsible for evaluating systemic risk in our financial markets, spent 7 pages of their meeting minutes talking about climate risk and 0 pages of their meeting minutes talking about systemic risk. And finally, we heard my colleagues say nobody should be exempt from following the law. I totally agree, including the CFPB.